So how long have you been playing guitar, and how long have you been basically? I don't like it's cool. We don't even have to use the label of musician. How long have you been performing art in different types of ways? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Grew up playing violin. That was my first instrument,
Yeah.
and I got more into singing and guitar. I think my microphone may have just dropped out, and that's totally cool. Oh, oh wait, is it still here?
Yeah, I could hear you. Like it was actually
Oh,
louder or
oh,
something
here we
like that
go.
when you had
It
the
went
headset
back
on.
to the
Yeah.
mic.
Okay.
Can you hear it okay now?
Yeah, I can.
Sweet. So yeah, music for me sort of upgraded a lot when I was about a junior in high school. I started getting into singing and guitar at the same time. I went and saw a concert, sort of reluctantly, Ed Sheeran in concert, and I joined a choir
Nice.
class and saw I saw him, and I was just changed. I was a sports guy growing up. I was
Yeah.
really was had the intention to play college baseball. Like that was my main sort of aim going through high school, and that just sort of faded and dissolved. And more music. I found myself in the library making beats on my laptop and doing more music and becoming more and more close to being late to practice. And I'm like, wait a second, what's going on here? I thought I wanted to be a baseball player. What's this all about? And that sort of grew, and I went to college at College of Charleston for a couple years, and that led to touring in a band for a few more years, and just
What?
led to a little spiritual awakening a couple years ago. Like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I can be doing stuff I want to do and enjoy it, but not fully feel fulfilled all the time. And that led to the more deeper inner work that's been kind of an ongoing process, as uh, maybe anyone that would be listening into this would know. Like, that's when the last couple years has been a deepening of like, okay, what is my intention behind this? Because I could be on a festival stage or something, but am I really happy with my lifestyle and who I'm becoming in the process? And here we are.
Dude, and that's when like the fun starts. It's like this huge like just like point of awareness. It's like, what am I really doing this for? And it's crazy because like the most important question is like, am I really going to be happy and it's really going to fulfill me? And like those are like the only questions that it seems like that's the only question that I ask myself on a daily basis. Like, what do I want? Like, what do I want? And the only answer that comes up is like, I want to be happy. I want to feel good within myself. I want to, just do what makes me feels good. And like, and it's so funny because it's just that simple.
Hmm. Right, getting clear on our intention. That's something I'm working on right now, being more specific about what I'm calling in and what I want. Having that discernment. It's like I'm saying yes to more things, but that also requires now this like new level of discernment where there's opportunities presenting themselves more. And now I need to be more particular about, okay, what is it that I really want? Keep fine tuning that.
Yeah. Dude, I love that fine tuning because it's like, yeah, because there's so many opportunities, so many things that you can put your energy to, but it's like, what actually is it that's actually really the right path? And like, I don't even think the answer is the right path, but like, what is it that's actually going to be like the most expansive and the most, what really like, what energetically vibes with me the most? You know what I mean?
Hmm. So are you based in Houston right now? I was just going through your social.
No, so I'm actually an hour northwest of Houston. I literally, yeah, it's basically Houston because I mean it's basically the same thing, but it's a small town right outside of Houston. I literally just moved from Houston a couple of months ago back to my hometown.
Cool. Heck yeah.
Yeah, so it's a nice little vibe. I do, yeah, it's cool being back in like a smaller town because Houston is kind of a big city, obviously, as you know, but it's something about like being like the smaller town and like just being really um being more in tune with like being connected with people and not moving around so fast and just slowing down a little bit. And it's cool because I love both dynamics of living in Houston, like moving around fast, but I love this dynamic too. And it's really just finding like just appreciating both of what they have to offer. So it's a cool vibe for real.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
how's the day-to-day flow been? Just for like more context, because I'm curious, like what's your flow like? You're dropping YouTube vids, you're creating amazing, beautiful content on Insta of just the Align and Shine vibe is so I just got a burst of 10, 15 minutes of good vibes, just like going through all these videos because I'm new to your vibe and your wave and just immersing myself in that. I'm like, oh, this is good. And so what's that all look like? You're creating content, you coaching as well. I was seeing some of your links, booking sessions.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So well, it's funny because like I've recently like it's cool because I just get to the point. It's like, how can I serve today? How can I serve today? And you know what I mean. it's definitely a part of being consistent. Like, and it's funny because when I come from that standpoint, it's kind of easy for me to be consistent because I'm just looking for like, where can I serve? What can I do today to just really express myself? And that's what it's really about. It's about expressing myself, really. But I mean, me expressing myself is helping out so many other people, and that's what it really was from the beginning. It was just like, this felt so good to me, you know what I mean? And it benefits a lot of people. But usually, like, I upload YouTube videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I try to keep it to that, and then just really on Instagram. That's what I'm mostly active at, and just really just always maybe trying to put up a video a day, doing a story a day, just because that what feels good to me. And it's funny because the days when I don't do it, it doesn't feel bad, but I just feel like, okay, I didn't really just express myself to the fullest today. So that's how I do. And then I have coaching as well, you know what I mean, which is Align and Shine coaching. And it's so funny about the Align and Shine, bro, because it's so funny how that came up. So let's see, 4 months ago is actually when I started officially like doing coaching and things like that. And basically I created a whole program. Yeah. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Let's go.
I created a whole program, and it was crazy. Like, I say, like, bro, like, the answers will always come to you, bro, when you're in this state of like alignment or flow. And it's so funny because like literally just Align and Shine came out of nowhere. Like, cause I was always talking about alignment, and then like I had the Dave Shine thing going on, and it was like Align and Shine. And when I said that, I was like, bro, what is this? I was like, what's happening right now? I was like, what's happening?
You're like, I gotta trademark this.
Yeah, exactly. It was so crazy, you know what I mean? I was like, dude, like, it was just so like cool how, like, you know what I mean? It's like there was no force to it. It was just like, and just allowing something to come to me. And it was all operating from this place of inspiration. And I say that's where that's where magic happens, bro. And it's like just creating from, you know what I mean? That's where magic happens. And I don't know if you know this, but like the word inspiration, like, I don't know if it's a Latin root or whatever it was. I said in my story today, but it's being in spirit, basically, you know what I mean? By like inspired by the spirit. And that's what I just felt, bro. And that's what I feel often. And I know I'm going for it, bro. But like, it was funny today. Before I made my YouTube video, like, to get into the vibe of the YouTube, I was like, what inspires me? Like, I was screaming this like in front of the camera. It was like I didn't put that in the video, but I was like, what inspires me? Like, what inspires me? What makes me feel good? And I was like, life inspires me. Like, I inspire myself, like, with the compassion and the love that I have for myself and what I want to do for the world. And that's so that's a long-winded answer to your question of how my days look. So yeah.
Bro, I hear you, man, and it's beautiful what you're putting out into the world. I mean, I feel it, and this is one of our first time conversating in real time, so
yeah.
it's dope. It reminded me of this quote from Dr. Edith Eger. I watched this interview. She's a Holocaust survivor, and she said the opposite of depression is expression. And speaking of energy, when we're not creating, I relate to you on if I don't share or create something that I feel that needs to be created, and I just kind of hold it in a little bit. I'm holding an energy that needs to keep flowing and be expressed in a video or something where it's touching or connecting with someone else. I love how when I was going through your content a minute ago, the word allow keeps coming up, and I love the word allowing the energy to flow. And there's song ideas I'm writing, like allow yourself to shine. Whoa, there's some parallels and synchronicities here.
Let's go, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So, dude, that's absolutely crazy. And like that's my shit right there. Like, it's like allow, like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's funny because like I would say, like, I don't say like I'm on a spiritual journey. I mean, I do say that, but it's like all of us are on a spiritual journey. Every human being is a spiritual being, you know what I mean? So like I might be more aware of my spirituality than other people that might not be awake to it, but we're all on a spiritual journey. So I don't want to just like, separate myself from anybody else. But I feel like a big part of being on this journey of awareness is knowing that there is some force of energy flowing through us and allowing that to flow. And that's why I always say that, because it's like once you stated a desire or an intention, now just allow that. Like, don't try to hold yourself back, because it's just that really just that trust. It's like, I know this, and if I believe what I say I believe, then I'm willing to allow something greater than me to come through. And that's what I love allow, because that's really what we're here to do. Just allow life to happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of the idea of receiving right now. Like, I feel like I'm opening up to more abundance in my life and now stepping into like different forms of creativity and also supporting others, like not only through my music or playing a show or a cover gig, but now to have this intention to coach someone. It's like totally opening up my framework of what I knew was capable I could do. And it's just like mind blowing to me how our stories can be so limiting about ourselves. Which, are you familiar with Eckhart Tolle
Yes, I am.
story? I
Yeah.
mean, if we're
So I have, bro.
present,
I haven't read any. I haven't read of any. I have actually haven't read of any of his books, but I've read. You know, I've seen YouTube videos, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, he's a predominant guy. You know what I mean, and like the power of now and stuff like that. So I, you know, like I know I definitely resonate with it. It's like this moment is like where everything happens.
yeah. I mean, that's the only part we need to read. Truly, the title,
Yeah,
"Power of
exactly.
Now," baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's one of my favorite. Like, I don't know if favorite's even the most accurate word, but he's very. I felt very connected to his energy. They've resonated with me a lot, and
yeah,
I remember seeing on one of your posts just thinking about the idea of story and dropping your story if you're present. And if like we're present right now, I don't have to really think about recalling my past or even be too concerned about the future. Because if I'm here, I don't have to carry that story with me to update you. Because we can just be present and vibe in the present. There's no story I need to bring
bro,
with me. That's heavy. It's
bro.
heavy. It's all not real.
Dude, oh man, it's so crazy because that's something that I've actually been like it's something that I've been realizing as well because I don't have you ever heard of Abraham Hicks before?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually probably one of my people that resonate with me, and that's when I like that's helped me become more aware of myself. And it's funny because like in any type of interaction, you know what I mean, it's like these stories have some type of vibrational nature, and it is heavy ass energy when we start to tell these stories again. So it kind of convolutes this now moment because this now moment can be so fresh and so new and just be a great experience for some new shit to happen. But it's like when we feel like we need to bring these stories up so people can know about us, it's like it's kind of unnecessary, you know what I mean, when you start to be, aware of how powerful this moment can be.
Mm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy and it's like it's absolutely just it feels so good to just, be able to just connect with people and understand. It's like, well, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing right now? You know what I mean? How you
Right,
doing right
right.
now?
It's so simple. It's so
Yeah,
simple.
it's so simple. That's why it's so difficult, man. It's so simple, but it's like that's the simplicity of everything. It's like what
Hmm.
I don't know who said this, but like it was a quote about simplicity is the something something. I don't even remember, but simplicity is power, as you know. You know what I mean?
Hmm. What's
Yeah.
I'm working on a song literally right now. Today I was over in the studio space just like songwriting, and the start of the chorus literally says simple, like it can be so simple. Just do your part. Your voice and your choice will echo and ripple. Your legacy lives on. So the song's Your Legacy
Wow,
Lives On, being conscious of our
dude.
choices because they're all echoing and rippling every choice we make. I heard Ralph Smart say one time, like 2 years ago, and it just blew my mind, saying, I might just be paraphrasing the quote, but echo our voices or our choices echo into eternity. And I was like,
Dude, that's so profound. Dude, I don't. This is a segue, but like, so did you learn how to sing, or have you always known how to sing, or use your vocal cords in that type of way?
I've had to learn. Um, it's a nuanced question. It depends on how I answer it. Like a very, yeah, I've had to earn it a lot. I've really had to practice. So I'm 25 years old now, and I started when I was like 16 or 17. And
Yeah.
uh, one thing that I've noticed is the things that we really or things in my life personally, if I'm speaking from experience that I've had to actually like earn and cultivate and chisel away at, I appreciate so much more. And like now being into singing after however many years it's been, I appreciate it so much more than other things that are just like come like super naturally to me or just handed to you. Like it's just so much more rewarding that I've had to like figure out how to do that.
Dude, it's so big. It's so big. I mean, because it's like, it's like really like kind of we were talking about like the intention behind it. You're so intentional with your time. You're so intentional with every action that you took. And it's like that is gratifying to be so intentional. And it's like, look at the creation that I've created from my intentionality. It's crazy. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. So, but when you're in baseball, did you sing when you play baseball? Nope.
Mm-mm. No, no,
That's cool,
like
man. That's beautiful.
like the world started to converge. I remember there's this one time, speaking of telling stories, but like this one time we finished a playoff baseball game and I ran into the gymnasium where this orchestra concert was happening, like the final year of the concert or whatever, and I went right from the baseball field right over to music, and it's such like a pass off moment of, this thing ends and completes and this other opportunity continues, and it's just a perfect pass off, like doop doop right in time. And I love that sports energy. I think sports are a beautiful way to cultivate our mindset, to integrate the body in our spirituality, and just like the ethic, the work ethic behind it. I've loved the principles behind that. The Michael Jordan documentary.
Yeah, that guy. That guy. The mindset. It's power. It's power.
Mhm.
So I want to know real quick. So basically, so with the mindset. So how have you noticed like the molding of your mindset as well as like with spirituality and like how has that worked out for you? You know what I mean? Because so it's like mindset is so powerful, but it's like more important. It's like this now moment is also powerful. So what if you don't have the mindset? Are you able to tap into something greater right now without having the mindset? What do you think about that?
Mm, mm. I mean, I feel that I have a curiosity to know, to want to
Hmm.
understand. Like I love diving deep, and I feel like we could go down amazing, dope rabbit holes, and then I kind of have to like pull myself out sometimes and just be like, that was great. I understood some things, I entertained these things, but it's always back to the simple of just presence where there's I'm just observing and there is no story. But I've been thinking a lot
Yeah.
about that recently, man. Like literally, why do we still tell stories? Because it feels like, I mean, obviously such a powerful communication tool that's evolved humanity to get us to where we are now. But as we like become more quantum and we're in the present moment creating, I mean, your post today, it just reminded me talking about the unlimited menu. Like
Hmm.
if we're not abiding by any story and we're just creating out of the unlimited potential of right now and we can go any direction, then why do speakers still tell stories about that time they were, you know, deeply traumatized at their rock bottom, and then they refeel that? Like I'm trying to like figure that out, like
Bro, oh my gosh, bro, you were hitting me with, bro. That dude, that has been my dude. I've asked that question so much because it's like all these great speakers they tell the story like, and I fell into the trap like, oh, let me tell when I used to live this way when my family did this. It's like I'm like, is that really that important for everybody to know? Because, but this is the thing right here. This is the thing because people, I mean, not average human, but a lot of people love the struggle. They love the struggle, so they love to hear stories about struggle. They love to hear the struggle and how it's struggle, like how hard it was, so we can try to relate. But it's like I'm like kind of moving away from that because it's like, okay, yeah, that happened, but like I want to relate to you in this now moment, so you can feel this energy rather than relating to my struggle because the struggle was just when I wasn't aware of what was going on. You know what I
totally, man. This has been a recent conversation for me, and applying it through the lens of music too. Like
mean? Mm-hmm.
Bob Marley. I put on Bob Marley's music, and he is giving you that vibe right out of the gate, right out of the first sound of the song. It's boom, it's right there, and you start tapping along, you start flowing along in this vibe, like boom, right here.
Mm-hmm.
You're in it right away. And then there's also artists out there across the whole spectrum of music, that might play the saddest possible song that you can possibly conceive of, and there's a place for that because
Mm-hmm.
everything, I believe everything belongs. Like it's there for a reason. It's serving. And what I've just been fascinating with when I think of people like Eckhart Tolle or Bob Marley, for example, if if you there's like maybe two approaches right now for
Yeah.
you can, and I'm debating this right now. I'm so curious what you think. I'm kind of working through it on the spot. But like the one approach for connecting with people would be like stay at your vibe, stay at that, the high vibe. Don't even talk about the story, don't even talk about the past, don't even bring up any energy that's not like here, and they can choose to elevate to it or not.
Hmm.
And then part two would be you kind of drop down your vibe, intentionally sort of, dimming your light to then relate because you kind of meet them where they are,
Hmm.
and then you continue from there. And so I think depending on like who you are, self-awareness, like I'm figuring out like what I'm best at. Like right now I'm trying to figure out, am I more the person that needs to just stay here and not dim or drop down, or like can drop down to tell those dark things. And there's a balance, I'm sure, but what do you think?
Dude, I love that. No, absolutely, exactly what you just said, and that's like literally that's the same thing that I've been working through. So I had the experience where I like basically shared like this really like I posted a picture of like when I'm back in my days, and like I wrote this out, and literally when I was writing that, I felt the energy, and the energy didn't feel right. So I'm knowing that I'm that person. Like I really don't have to go tell the sad story anymore. It's not. It's really not that valuable to me anymore. You know what I mean? It was cool why it happened, but it's like I want to, and it's so funny because like that's the paradigm and way of thinking. It's like you need to go dip down there to save everybody that's down there and be relatable to those people so you can bring them up. But it's like, what if we see them as already up? What if they're already up, but they're just not aware, and we're just getting on that
Oh,
frequency? You know what I mean? They're
yeah,
already
yeah,
up, bro. They already have that capacity to be up here, and we're talking to that person that's up here, not the person that's down there. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. That reminds me
And
of Joe
that's
Dispenza's work
yeah,
of creating our new reality. It's just like,
yeah.
why bother messing around in the old vibrations when you just step into the new, and you don't even have to do that work to clean it up. Like just step into it. Just, all right, now you're this. Now you
Like,
put on,
dude, it's so.
yeah,
No, tell me what you finished, please,
you
please.
put on Bob Marley, and it's like, now I'm this vibe. You put on this sad song,
Mhm.
now you're this vibe. And it's like, which one do you want to put on?
Yeah, yeah, dude, I love that. I love that because, like, I mean, and that's what because I love to speak, and that's why I make YouTube videos and things like that. And as a speaker, like, it's about like inspiring people. But and dude, that's so cool that you brought this up because, like, I pondered this a lot and things like that. I'm like, do we really got to go back there? And like, honestly, the question is, no. You got, I mean, who you do it to. I mean, we're here as individuals, and you can express whatever way you want. But just for me, and it's funny that we correlate. I mean, that we reciprocate on that. But it's like, yeah, we don't. You actually don't have to. And I feel like this might be liberating for a lot of people to know that because they think the paradigm is like, no, I need to tell this sad story so people can relate to me and they can. But no, you don't have to. You can actually just vibe high right now and feel good right now, and that is so attractive. That is so attractive.
Right, right. Like choosing right now. There's so much level of trust to tap into that actor energy, that of just like choosing to change your vibe. It's a choice, and then
Mm-hmm.
like trusting it. Um, what just popped up for me was, uh, so imagine you're in a car and you're singing a song that you love. And for whatever reason, the radio or the speakers cut out, the song pauses. Now, I feel like I've lived a life where I would like stop right away because I'm not fully like trusting my energy. I'm sort of being supported by the song. Whereas like I wanted to live my life where if everything cuts out, the music cuts out, I'm still singing it. You know what I mean? Like without even a hesitation, I'm still going. Like, oh, the song stopped? I didn't even know.
Like, don't miss a beat, just on top of it. Yes.
Right. Most people, as soon as it stops, oh, party's over.
No,
You know what I mean?
no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, bro. Dude, that's so cool. Dude, I love that. I love that. So, um, dude, that's absolutely beautiful because that's so much strength and personal power because it's like you're really just understanding your individuality and understanding what literally feels good to you. Like what literally feels good to you. And it's like me trusting and me going with the song feels really good to me. You know what I mean? Like that's it. It feels really good for me to keep singing. That's
Oh
powerful.
man, dude. Just
Let's go, bro.
I had to take off the sweatshirt a second because it's getting toasty in here.
Bro, I'm already, yeah, I got the ceiling fan on. I need to cut another one on or something like that. Dude, what I want to talk about is I love the post today about the appreciation of contrast. That, dude, a little bit of context about that, please, because I love that.
Yeah.
That's where everything, that's where a lot of shit happens right there.
Yeah, I mean, Abraham Hicks just came into my ears saying,
Yeah.
like, when people think, oh, I'm not on my path, I'm experiencing contrast, I'm not on my path, and like fear, fear, fear. And it's like, no, 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 this is good. It can be perceived as good, or just it is what it is, and it's a perspective. And the story that we're thinking about right now is I went to the dentist this morning and got my teeth cleaned for the first time in a while. And it was just like out of my normal routine because I don't go to the dentist, I guess it's every year or something. And to be in that energy environment was just like a new contrast for me right now in my day-to-day flow. And to listen and be in that energy that was different than what I was used to, a part of me was a little like nervous sitting in that, the waiting room vibe. And I'm just like, this is different. It's not, I'm not sure if I would talk about songwriting and spirituality right this second, but like I'm just gonna like listen and appreciate this contrast. This is nice. And I sort of just stayed in that appreciating the contrast vibe. And this lady that was cleaning my teeth was like, "You're so happy. You're having a good day." And the other guy came in and was like, "Oh, this is so good." And it's like, wow, I didn't have to, when the song switches, I didn't have to be like, I'm at the dentist office. I was able to keep my vibe up a little bit more and lean into that contrast by appreciating it, because then I left there even more excited. Like it was just an energizing catalyst because like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go work on music, my own. Like, whoa.
Yo, that's so big. You left energized because you went in with that. I mean, you just was like, I'm not gonna allow my thoughts about the dentist to drain me and make me feel like I'm doing something wrong. So when you came out of there, you ready to go. Like that's so big, bro. It's so profound, man. I love that. I love that. Contrast. I used to work at a retail shoe store. Basically, I was a sales manager there for 2 years, and this was the most contrast ever because like literally, stores like 25,000 square feet. Literally, at any point in time, we could have 100 customers. It was 15 employees in the store at any amount, and any time, usually on the weekend. And so, literally, like, can you imagine? Like, you don't know who's coming in the store. You don't know how people feel. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't control customers, associates, people that are above. You can't control anything. And in those moments, that's when I felt my most alive, dude. I felt so alive because I was able to maintain my energy at all times. I was able to maintain my thoughts in the way I felt about any circumstance. So much contrast, but me just in that moment and understanding that's like, what if I can shift my perception right now? What if I can look at this in a different light? And in those moments when I did, I would feel the relief. I would feel the relief of me just allowing and allowing. And what came with that is so much, like you said, like the ladies and them said, like, you're so happy. Like people would just be like, they would gravitate to me like, dang, this dude is so happy. He's bouncing around energetic. And it was just that, like, they're like, this dude is crazy. Like, why?
Yeah.
It was so funny. Like sometimes, dude, so I'll be like working at it. They're like, what's wrong with this person, dude? It was so funny.
Yeah, that's
Like,
essentially what they're saying. They're like,
yeah,
they're almost like trying to reaffirm, you're at the dentist. It's like, I know.
yeah, it's so funny. Like, so people would be like, other people that I work with would be so miserable there, and then like a person would come up to me, they'd be like, "Can I get some help?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, let's go. You ready to go do some stuff?" Like they'd be like, "Sir, are you okay? Are you all right, sir?" I'm like, "I am. I feel amazing. Actually, I feel great. I love this right now. You know what I mean?" And it was just so cool, man.
Yeah. Man, what's up with that shift of like, so that huge complex, there's so much energy, so many different people going in and out of a business like that, a flow. It's so easy for people and even me to want to control things because there's so many unknowns, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you're saying how you feel more alive almost by letting go and realizing that is out of your control.
Whoa, yeah, dude, absolutely, bro. And it's like that was the power. That was a superpower in any moment. I'm like, dude, I don't have to control anything, and I can't control anything. It's like You know what I mean? Like, and I had a position to where they wanted me to be in control, like as a manager of things. And I was like, you know what I mean? And as a manager of things, but I was like, I can't do anything about this. I know what I can control. I can control the way that I feel and about any situation. But what came with that was so much magic, bro. Like so many magical things would literally happen, bro. So many people would be changed. So many things that I couldn't even think about. Like just weird stuff would happen. I'm like, how did I just do that? And I didn't have to figure out how. Because I wasn't in control. I was allowing the universe, something greater than me, to just allow me, just let me flow with everything. And it was funny. My favorite thing to say was when I was in a situation that I wasn't like absolutely like not like absolutely just allowing that. I know that I'm on my path. I know things are working out for me. Those are some things that go. Abraham Hicks helped me with that, and I was like, okay, well, if I'm on my path and things are working out for me, I really don't have to care about anything that's going on right now. So yeah, that feeling of relief when I let go of control of everything, that was so much power, and that is high vibration right there. That is a lot of energy to be exuding. You know what I mean? And people seeing that, okay, this guy really, he's doing a wonderful job. He is on top of his job, but he don't care. And it was always like paradoxical to everybody because they're like, dude, do you even care? I'm like, dude, there's an immense amount of sincerity in what I'm doing, but I can't control anything.
Yeah, yeah. Like either way, I'm good. If you buy this, if you don't buy this,
Yeah.
great. I'm not affected by these external outcomes. Which,
Yeah.
dude, so how early on did you realize that something like coaching and expressing yourself in this way, like, has that been a very gradual process in recent years? Like, were there people in those situations that, you'd be giving advice to and they'd be having conversations with you and you're like, wait a second, I could maybe be doing more of that. Was that like a gradual thing you
Mhm.
noticed or like your whole life, or how has that journey been with to where you are now with how you're expressing yourself?
Yeah, so definitely. So I've always had this kind of eagerness to help people, and I had a desire to serve people. But literally, when COVID happened, that's when literally the coaching business started, and that's literally when the idea popped into my head. So basically, when I
Amazing.
worked as a sales manager, I was always training people and working with people and things like that. And the job before that, no, I wasn't. But just in those 2 years of training and working with people and stuff like that, I just saw I had this capability and like leadership ability. And then just having this perspective of there's not too much going outside. There's not too much shit going on outside of us. It's always really what's going on inside of us that's making us feel the way that we feel. With that perspective, I was always able to help friends and family members, you know what I mean? Just get a higher perspective and just look at things from a different way. And so it's always been like a thing of me helping and coaching people. And so basically what happened was during COVID, basically I got laid off for a bit of time. Then I went back to work and then I resigned from the job and I was actually working from home at a call center. And literally, this is how the universe works. Like it lines everything. When you set the intention, everything works out for you. Literally, I got my own coach for the first time. And within a week of getting a coach, the job basically laid me off again. And I was like, but the cool thing was when I was working with the coach, I had the coach, he showed me what I could be doing. He showed me how he served me. I saw that I could serve people in the exact same way. And at that point, that's when I created this vision. I was pulled by this purpose, this mission. So literally within 4 months, it got everything running and just like really just on fire just because I'm like, I know what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? I know that I'm on a path. And literally it was crazy. I was like, when that job let me off, I was like, whoa, what's going on right now? Then I had the epiphany. I was like, oh, I know exactly what's going on right now. This is exactly me
Ah,
being on my path. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yo,
So yeah, but it's always been like that, and it's crazy, and it feels good, bro. That's no, it's crazy. It feels good.
it reminded me of another quote I saw somewhere along the line on Insta. Allow yourself to be supported. Having this
Dude,
coach, like, I'm just now experiencing coaching for the first time, or I'm working with a second coach now. And the power of having a one-on-one coach, a space to have to speak things into existence and to have an accountability momentum going in whatever area, setting intentions, like, oh my gosh, it's been a total unlock that I've been uh, sleeping on, for lack of a better word. Because when I look at the Michael Jordans of all of whatever top performer in any category that we could look at, most of them, or pretty much all of them, have some form of support, coach, mentor, like right there, always, 365. And in the last couple months, experiencing coaching has been just a total unlock because you can't hide. I can't hide. Like, it's like, oh, what do you want? I'm like, I haven't really thought about that. Let me think about that. Let me refine that a little bit. This is what I would love to have this, and I would have to work on these things to make that happen. Oh, thank you. I've kind of known that, but I didn't really speak that out loud yet. And I say all that to curiously ask, like, what has your experience been with coaching been like? Is it just been like a total unlock?
Yeah, absolutely. And literally what you just said is the power of coaching. So basically, when I first started, so basically I did basically when I first started my coaching, I was more of a teller and a teacher. I was trying to teach people stuff, teach people about vibration, teach people about alignment, about the emotional scale. And it was funny because literally, I think I like work with two people like that. And basically, like as I transitioned, I figured out what a coach. I started to figure out what a coach was for and what a coach is supposed to do. It was supposed to act like I know what I'm doing now. It's about asking you questions that you really haven't asked yourself because you have the answers within you. You have this guidance within you. You just haven't asked the right questions, and I'm the person that can take a step out and ask you these questions so that you can use your guidance to get you to the point where you need to be. So it's like helping the best get better and helping the people that are not where they're at get to where they're at by just asking these questions. And it's like I used to think that I had to be smart, I had to be intelligent, I have to know all the answers. I don't have to know anything. I just ask good questions, and then I don't have to be smart. I just ask the
Mm.
question that you haven't asked yourself, and it's so much power in that, and it's beautiful because for me to ask these people these questions, I have to ask myself these questions and be honest with myself, and it's a total, you know what I mean?
So good.
Crazy.
So good. So good. Like,
Dude.
so with this current coach I'm working with right now, who is a coach also, and he's
Mhm.
coaching me and showing me like what he does, his practices, like how he just handles, like, yeah, asking questions, holding space, all these things. And then as I'm preparing to even offer that to someone as a space, it's like I'm coaching myself first. I'm actually asking those questions because I'm imagining me asking someone else, but really I'm doing that work on me first. And I'm getting the benefits of coaching myself for the first time too,
Mhm.
in a new way.
It's so big, bro, and it's so cool because like a lot of shit just comes up. I mean, it's not bad. It's just I'm just realizing, like, you know what I mean, because you got to be honest with yourself, and you start to ask these great questions. I'm like, oh snaps, okay, I got some things to look at. You know what I mean? I got some stuff to work on, and it's been fulfilling. It's been just exciting, and you know what I mean, dude. I'm nowhere near like I'm still just getting started, but it's so fun to just do like the growth that I've experienced in like freaking a month, 2 months, 3 months. It just exponential compared because of just what I learned from my coach and just because I've dived in and just wanted to learn more. And what I want to say about coaching as well, because I always knew that I had guidance within me. So I didn't think I needed a coach. I was kind of sleep on that type of thing, but it was cool because getting a coach was actually me being on my path and my guidance guiding me to someone that can actually help me get to the next level. And that's what I had to realize. And that's what I don't want to say spiritual people, but a lot of people that are on this path of spirituality, you know what I mean? They might think since we have this inner guidance and this talent, you have it all figured out. But it's like, if you have this guidance to talk to someone and they resonate with you, because that's what I have my coach. Like, as soon as I got on the phone, I'm like, oh, this was resonating. I was like, oh, this is me being on my path. Oh, this is me getting to the next level. My guidance has got me here, like not for me to just think I know what to do, but it's got me here so I can get assistance and collaborate with somebody to take me to the next level. So, and it was so big for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was so profound. And I was like, oh, this is me being on my path. This guy is literally you know what I mean? Literally a being that is here to, you know what I mean? It's insane, bro. It's so good.
The path, man. Right before we hopped in this call, brother, Santa Claus drove through the neighborhood here. I
Dude,
kid you not,
Santa.
man. Like 7 minutes before this call, I'm sitting here. This is my parents' home. And through the neighborhood, a fire truck came through and a Santa Claus was on it. And they were beeping the horn. And I was like, yo, that Christmas magical energy. There's a couple kids outside. I'm just like, what? I mean, I took that as a synchronicity, but just it's now making me think about the topic of Christmas time. I'm not sure if Christmas is something that you resonate with, but like the magic behind it. And I love the idea of this might sound funny, but Santa's always watching, aka the universe, right? Are you on the good list and naughty list, right? Like if you're setting your good intentions and you're even when no one's around, if your vibe is high, you're being seen by the universe and you're manifesting when no one's around. And then when oh, there's some parallels there between like some of those Christmas principles and universal principles as well. I'm not sure if you probably see what I'm saying.
I don't, but I'm vibing with you because
Okay.
what I want to say is, I mean, I don't know the exact parallel, but I'm vibing with you because my idea is like it takes being a person of integrity to another level because it's not like I have to force myself to have integrity. It's like in any moment, how is my energy? How am I feeling? You know what I mean? And like, you know what I mean? What are my intentions right now? You know what I mean? It's no longer that I need to have integrity because I need to prove something to other people. It's like I'm just a person that knows myself well, and it's not I need to be like this, but this is how I like to be in the world. And nobody has to be watching me. Nobody can be around, but this is how I be in the world. And it's so crazy, and I love that. And what I want to say about Christmas as well, it's like, have you ever heard of Dr. David Hawkins? He's wrote a book like Power versus Force.
Oh, I've only heard of him. Someone recommended me the book, but I have not read it.
Yeah, really good book.
Okay.
So he talks about the scale of consciousness, and well, I just want to
That's a
say that
sign, bro.
because like this magical, like you said, the magical season. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I don't have nothing against Christmas. It is what it is. I'm just here to enjoy it. I know it's a magical season, but it's a season where people really feel this love, and it is a high vibrational season. But that's what he talks about. He says Christmas is on a conscious, like on the consciousness level of like 500 because so many more people have in this spirit of joy and love and stuff like that. So it's a magical season for sure for people to have a reason to feel good and be joyful. But you shouldn't have a reason, but you know what I mean? It's like we can be this all the time, but it gives people a reason to really try to be more loving and express themselves more. And it's powerful for real.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's so powerful. Like my mom is a huge Christmas junkie. Like she's always
I
been
love it.
very over the top about, she gives herself permission to really step into that magical vibe. Like everything's magical.
Mm-hmm.
And as kids growing up, that was a huge thing that now as where I am at right now in my journey, I so appreciate looking back on that she brought so much magical, meaningful energy and intention around this time of the year. And it's obviously different for everybody, but I love how that like energy can rub off on me, and just it's year round. It's every day we can apply
Dude.
that magical energy, and it's literally a choice. We do associate it with maybe a season for this particular
Mm-hmm.
example, but that's a choice that we can choose to do that in summertime, which summertime feels good.
Dude. Dude, oh,
Anytime,
I love
honor
what
the
you said.
seasons.
Like, yeah, every time, it's always Christmas. It's always my birthday. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. You know what I mean? Bro, it's funny. I love what you just said. The permission though. It's like she gives herself permission. It's like how can we give ourselves permission consistently to feel this magic? And that's really the only question. It's like what do I need to? You don't need anything, but how can I give myself permission to feel how I feel during Christmas? And
Mm,
that's beautiful.
right, like it's like the
Yeah,
song going off sort of thing. Christmas time,
yeah,
the song goes off. It's like, oh, back to New Year. It's like, oh, we can
yeah.
do it all year long. Mm.
We could BD bop the whole Christmas year. It's funny. So my girlfriend, like, she listens to Christmas music all the freaking time, and it's so funny. You know what I mean? She's listening to it in summertime. I'm like, because she knows the vibe and she knows the energy behind it. And she's like, I just love the season, and it's like
Wow.
I'm totally with you. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
Bro, another random topic I feel called to
Please.
potentially open up. How has your relationship with money evolved over time? Something I'm
Yeah.
personally working on right now. Like I
Mhm.
see in my life the relationship with money changing and evolving as I open up to more abundance and realizing that it's just a currency. It represents currency, it represents an exchange, and sort of cleaning up my definition of it to not I mean, I as a musician growing up, I was like, there's all those sayings, oh, money's the root of all evil, yada, 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 yada. And even my family and just different friends, like everyone has their different unique relationship with money, which is, I'm seeing now as another form of currency. And if we're getting that flow all jumbled up and this is good, this is bad, we're really starting to block up stuff. But
Yeah,
what's coming up for
absolutely.
you, bro?
I have a question. So, what do you feel abundance about? What are some things in your life you feel abundance about right now?
My music.
Yeah.
My vibe is the highest when I'm playing one of my songs. It always
Nice.
puts me in that state.
Yeah. So, and so I just asked that question because it's like, how can we, how can we maintain the energy when we think about money? And that's really the only
Oh,
question. You know what I
wow.
mean? Like that's really the only question. And it's like, well, if you can't maintain the energy, how can you stay in a state of abundance all the time? So when you do put your attention on money, you still feel abundance, or don't think about money right now. It's either you got two options. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And so this is interesting. This is actually contrary to what a lot of people believe, but I've been actually pondering this about the subconscious mind type thing. It's like, is it really just a deep rooted thought that we have to try to get over, or is it always the now moment? You know what I mean? And then now in this now moment, because in this now moment you can feel really abundant and you're not thinking about money. So I'm not going to say that you have a
Mm.
deep rooted belief around money that says there's not enough money, because you're not thinking about money right now, so it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's not a
Mm-hmm.
big deal. You know what I mean? So it's like, but like you're riding in a car with your girlfriend eating ice cream, you're having a jolly good ass time. I don't think you have a subconscious belief that you're lacking or you don't have enough money, because you don't feel like that in that moment. So I don't think it's really a deep rooted idea that we don't have enough money. It's just a practice of, we have seen that there's a lot of scarcity, and there are habitual thoughts. I want to say it's a habitual thought rather than making that deep rooted belief or subconscious belief, because when it's there, it seems like it's so hard. It's so hard to try to figure that shit out. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, I got a subconscious belief. I got to try to dig it out. Like, it's so much work. It seems like so much work. So it's like, I want to make it more lighter to it's like, okay, yeah, there is a habitual thought around money, but I don't want to make it so deep that I have to freaking try to work so hard to get it, because we really don't have to work too hard to fix it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, but that was a long winded answer as well. But yeah, it's like really just appreciation, really. So my coach, you know what I mean, because that was one of the things, like he was like, look at your bank account right now and have appreciation for it. That's all you gotta do. You know what I mean? Whatever's in your bank account, just have appreciation for it. And
Mm.
like that raises your vibration around it. You know what I mean? That just, I mean, as you just it's just okay. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, and if you do have a vision, and if you know what you're going for, it's like embodying what you're going for. You know what I mean? So like my number is $750,000 a year. You know what I mean? That's my number right now. So it's like, how can I just, and like, I'm just vibing on that, bro. It's like I see it everywhere. It's like I'm
Mm.
not worried about what's in my bank account right now, because I mean, I appreciate that, but I know what's already there. You know what I mean? I
Right.
know what's happening. You know what
Right.
I mean? So that's the type of thing right there. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love that. You're embodying $750,000 a year now, not
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
it
Right.
gets there. Right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude. And it's like, and I just think about like, who am I going to be? I'm going to be the same exact person. And the only thing that's going to be different about me is I'm not going to be thinking about making $750,000. I'm not going to be thinking about that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't have to think about it now. I just be that right now. You know what I mean? I don't have to think
Right.
about it. It's like, when you have it, it's like, you don't need it anymore. And that was one of the biggest things my coach taught me. It's like, when you have everything that you quote unquote need or you desire to have, when you have it right now, when you can feel it right now, you don't need it. So you're not coming from a place of
Right.
neediness or scarcity or lack. You're just already there already. So what do you
Right.
do? Just have a good time.
Wow, yeah. Like who you become by choosing that now, you are that and you feel free and you have access, you're creating, you're expressing yourself and you're taking the most highest timeline steps because you feel that high vibrational energy now, even though the bank account didn't even change, but then we'll be surprised when, oh, look at this unexpected blessing or this new opportunity because you're at that level, which, bro,
Dude,
I have to show you three words of a song. It's
please, please,
everything
let's
it
go.
grows, everything it grows. Every time I chose it, it's essentially my law of attraction song. Everywhere I go, in my heart I know everything it grows every time I chose it. 'Cause everywhere I go, I know everything it grows every time I chose it. 'Cause everywhere I go, I know everything it grows every time I chose it. 'Cause everywhere I go, I know everything it grows every time I chose.
Dude,
I chose this.
dude, let's go, dude. That's beautiful, dude. That's come on, my God, dude. That's beautiful, dude. I love that, dude. Man, I love that. So, I love that everything. I know, bro. So that was my affirmation for. I still do it. Like literally, I wake up every morning and I know these things about myself. I know that I'm worthy. I know that I'm good. I know that I'm loved. I know that I am happy. I know that things are working out for me. Instead of just like I am. I know this, just like I know I can go to the refrigerator and open up the refrigerator. I know that I'm worthy. You know what I mean? Just that knowing, like, because that's all we have to do is have a knowing. It's like that knowing is power, bro. I love, and that's beautiful.
Yes, we're getting out of the thinking mind and into knowing, being. Yeah, it's so beautiful, man. In the recent weeks, months, as I'm stepping into higher vibes, my mind just immediately comes in like, oh, already coming up with it's just the mind just coming in, always trying to come in.
Hmm.
It's like, no, no, no.
Hmm.
Get back, stay back in your high vibe. Just stay there, just keep go back to those things. Like for me, music is like I was saying, is definitely it reminds me. Just it just centered me already. Like that's my soul energy music. Like that's just totally centers me. What are some things that keep you on on your flow?
That's
Creating
cool. I was
hits.
gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you about like what practices did you have, but obviously, like, so music is a meditative practice for you, basically. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'm I meditate. I mean, I meditate daily, twice a day, like 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night, and it just gets me to that point to where I'm just observer of everything, and it's not a big deal. I'm just observing all the shit that's happening, type
Mm-hmm.
thing. So it's like, and I'm able to just carry that with me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not a big deal, but definitely like this right now is flow state for me. Really just communicating with people and just excited, just really connecting with people, such as like when I'm making videos on YouTube, when I'm just flowing with that, that's definitely a flow state. Anything where I'm just speaking and just, you know what I mean, speaking life and really just allowing, I always say allowing something greater to come through. Cause like, bro, like I'm not thinking about this. Like these are thoughts that I've had, but like some of the stuff that I say, I'm like, oh shit, where did that just come from? You know what I mean? That type of thing. So it's like really just being in spirit and allowing that to flow. And that's what I noticed that like with great musicians, I can't get it, but yeah, like you know what I mean. They allow something. Sometimes it's like they have this like just this power. You know this. It's like this crazy. Like how did they even make that? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like they tapping into the song of the universe and just allowing like this source to play every note, say every word type thing. And I would say that's my thing. But you know what I mean? Meditation is definitely what keeps me grounded. But connecting with people, talking to people is what actually has this type of energetic thing going for me. And it just continues to expand because I might be a different person in a freaking month from now. I might tell you something else, but right now where I am, this is what gets
Yeah.
me really excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I love it, man. I love putting on the camera on my phone, just like literally hit record, and I'm just mind blown sometimes by just the amount of energy because I'm like in like service or creation mode, and I just like get heightened level of senses and creativity, and it starts flowing where I'm like, oh, I feel inspired to share this right now, and it's just like boom, boom, boom. Okay, that just happened. Wow, I just by just choosing to do that, and this sort of I was talking to someone earlier today who's also plays music, and she's just saying how she lives in Chicago and has a long cold walk to get to the practice room, and she might not feel like going there, but once she's there, then she feels like it. And it reminded me of this quote that I don't know where it came from, but it's the idea of most people wait to feel like practicing, or they wait to feel like it versus just doing it. Like pick up the guitar, create the video, just do it, and then you feel it all at the same time. It's like simultaneous.
Oh, and that's so big, dude. It's so like I love that because I know exactly what it is, and it's so interesting because it's like before I knew, like you know, what I mean, that was never something I knew, but because I was operating from the state of feeling more, like I started to just like I didn't think about it. I just started to like you know what I mean. I started to do it, not because it felt good, or maybe I already felt good and I just started to do it. But I mean, I know it's so interesting to me because I'm trying to communicate this, but yeah, it's really like what you just said. Like when you do it, you'll feel it too. But it's like when you feel it, you will do it even better too. But sometimes people can't feel it first, so they have to do it and then start to feel it. You know what I
Right,
mean? Yeah. So
right. Like,
it's very interesting.
yeah, no one likes to work out, but man, the high
Yeah.
you get from the process, like once you get there, once you start doing reps, once you start running, the runner's high is real. You're just in that vibe. I don't know about you, but when I exercise, even go for a walk, I'm just
Yeah.
flooded with inspiration. Just getting that energy moving.
Yeah. I went to walk my dog before we got on here, you know what I mean? Because I just wanted to be in that state of just feeling good, you know what I mean? Out in nature and like, you know, playing basketball and stuff like that. It's really just like, yeah. It's just so funny how much clarity and like just how much clarity just comes with being outside in nature. You know what I mean? It's like nothing else. It's like it's crazy we say nature is so great, but like, bro, it's like crazy. It's like how much stuff happens when you're outside. You know what I mean? It's insane.
Yeah, it's so underrated. If I
Yeah.
think of like the 10, 20 scenes of my day today, if I were just like ploop to all the now moments, like driving in the car, dentist, driving the car, like those scenes, right? Nature is like 100x. And then like it's not valued there though to so many people, and that's just obviously societal and just how it's set up. And like right now there's not much nature in this room. I really would love to do like maybe if we do another podcast or something in the future outside. But yeah, it's so underrated and it sounds so ridiculously simple, and I'm feeling that Ralph Smart energy come into me right now. I'm just like,
Yeah, like
man,
let's go,
just
bro.
get
We out
out.
here in nature again.
Yeah, man, it's so great.
It's so funny. So
Amazing.
recently so you know most of my freaking Instagram videos is I'm outside. You know what I mean? I have a few videos
Yeah.
where I'm actually inside, you know what I mean? But it's just like that's where I'm at, bro. And it's funny because I was making all of my YouTube videos inside at first, and maybe like the last 5 YouTube videos, I made them outside. And bro, totally different energy, totally different, like just open, just authentic. Like I don't care, bro. Like that's what type of energy is coming from. And it's so much great stuff happens. And so yeah, bro, it's like bro, it's who we are. Like it's literally who we are. That's why it
Mhm.
feels like that. You know what
Mhm.
I mean?
Right, like in this room, if I'm not really aware of it, it reminds me of the thing like I've heard some saying about like if you put a fish in a tank and it starts growing, it only grow as big as the tank allows, and it just stops its growth. Whereas, in this room, even just singing that song a minute ago, I'm like, hesitant, oh, is someone, sleeping in the other room or yada yada. But if I'm out in nature, it's expansive. It's big. I'm with it. I'm small and big at the same time. I'm not like it's just so much more sing at the top of your lungs or quiet and intimately. Like both are appropriate and inspiring.
Whoa, dude, that's so cool. That is so. I love that. I love how you said that because I never thought about it like that. You know what I mean? Because it's some type of limitation inside of a box room. But you know what I mean? When I'm outside, there are no limitations. I got all this energy coming. It's so crazy that I like how you said that. That's beautiful. Like, come on, man. Like, whoa, dude, whoa. Um, yeah, that's so good. That's so good, man. Like what else, bro? Like what else? Like I always ask, like what else can I ask for, bro? It's like what else can I ask for? You know, because anything for is taken, but it's like this moment is like it's good, bro. It's good, and this is what continues to expand and allow us to create more. It's like staying in these states right now, this state right now that I'm in, this state right now that you're in. This is what actually creates some more. You know what I mean? And it's funny because like our thoughts create a lot, bro, but our energy creates more, bro. It's a lot
mm,
more potent
mm.
than just our thoughts. You know what I mean? And that's what I just, you know what I mean? That's what I believe, and it's like it's annoying. You know what I mean?
Bro, here's something sort of vulnerable, but I'm just gonna flow with it. It's so interesting. As I get into more and more high vibe conversations, and this might just be a personal thing for my biology and this body, but I have to pee pretty quick, like faster than normal, I think. And it's like, and it's like, I'm noticing this though, like I'm becoming aware of it as I'm just more and more present in my day to day life. It's like certain situations, my body sort of uses this like, it's almost as if I'm meditating, right? Say I sit down to meditate for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, which that's a lot for me if I were to get to 30. But, you know, the body and the mind will play tricks. It's like, oh, you could cut this, you could hop out of this meditation after 5 minutes. I'll just trigger you to go pee, and that's good. Yeah, you go pee. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many tricks of the body and the mind that I'm experiencing now. They're just old programs that are used to old habitual patterns that I'm like, no, no, no. I'm the awareness. We're going to sit here through this meditation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in control of this flow. I can wait. And literally, as I'm saying this right now, my pee just went away. Isn't that crazy? What's up with that?
It's awareness, bro. That's it. That's power right there, bro. It's like I'm not my body. I control this thing, and I actually, you know what I mean. I really don't got to control it, but I
It
just got to
hurt
be
me.
aware of it. I just know you know what I mean. I know it's, I know what it's trying to do. You know what I mean. I'm aware of this thing, this vessel right now. You know what I mean. I'm aware of it. That's cool, bro. That's absolutely amazing. It's like that just went away that quick,
It hurt me. It
dude. I
must have
love
hurt.
that, dude. Yeah, it
Thank
felt
you.
you, bro. It did really hit. It
I
felt
wanted to
you, bro.
talk. I wanted to talk a few more minutes with Dave before we wrap this up, but I mean, like, thank you for
bro,
cooperating.
bro. Yeah, bro. So I don't have something where I have to pee, bro. But like, you know what I mean? I just get super sweaty, bro, when I'm having high vibe conversations because the energy, like, you know what I mean? I'm just like hot and shit. I'm like, oh man, this is so good, bro. You know what I mean? I don't need to breathe. But no, it's insane, dude. And it's so cool that we can literally communicate like this and talk about these things, bro. And it's more it's not even like I dude, I, I think that many people can resonate with this. You know what I mean? Because it's not about like this being foo-foo, spiritual universe, blah 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 blah. It's more about like the human nature of like how do you feel? You know what I mean? And like what are your thoughts doing? How are your thoughts making you feel? You know what I mean? It's like, and that's power right there. It's more than, you know what I mean? And it's more than just like I just said, like trying to be all like out there. It's like let's tune in. Let's see what we have in common. Like let's see where we freaking like where we connect at and see if we can share notes. What is my perspective on the world? And let's share notes with each other and see how we can converge these and help each other out. You know what I mean?
Breath work has been really, really powerful for me in recent months, for sure. Raising the vibe, another form of meditation for me, just so
That was
simple,
a deep
so
breath, bro.
profound, so not mainstream enough.
Yeah. So you know it's funny. I just thought about this because like I was telling when I worked at the store, bro. Literally, I would be in an interaction with somebody, and it would be like a not a fun interaction, and I would just be like, and people would be like, "Is this dude okay?" You know what I mean? But it helps you. Dude. I'm like, bro,
Right,
I have to tune back in. You know what I mean? It just tunes me
right.
back in, and so much clarity, there's so much clarity comes with that, so much release, and I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. It's so wild. It's wild to me with that, with breathing. If we consciously breathe like that, deep breaths and or breath work, like actually intense, just breathing for 5, 10 minutes. It's wild that we can choose to rev up the engine of our body that way with a choice.
Oh my,
It's crazy, right?
bro,
And,
it's
and it's
man, you really just
and
yeah,
this is the other thing
dude,
that's
you're like, no,
oh
finish,
my
bro.
god, like I'm riffing off all of the things we're saying. I'm just pumped about it. Like Mare, right? She's licking herself, just doing what dogs does, and I don't see why not in the coming months, years, whatever it is, something like breath work would just be totally like a normal thing in public. People looking at their phones, but around my family now, as I'm growing and evolving on my family, around my family, I'm sometimes just wanting to breathe for 30 seconds, like just as a dog would be scratching their leg, And it's like, I'm not thinking that's weird or anything. It's just like, that's what they do. And like, that's what we do. We raise our vibe. Like we're literally energizing our body with that air, with oxygen. And it's so interesting how that almost doesn't feel accepted, maybe at least in my like reality around certain situations where I'm like, oh yeah, I wouldn't, it'd probably be weird if I just started like
It's so funny. No, and it's funny because like it, you know, it is mainstream for people to say breathe, breathe. You know what I mean? But that's what like that's what they really meant. Like, you know what I mean? Like they really mean like take some deep, do some breath work right now in this moment so you can start to what you said is crazy how we can literally you said did you say energize or what did you say like jumpstart our body?
like rev up, energize, like the
Rev
engine of
up,
a
dude,
car.
because that's literally what it feels like, bro. It feels like you just rev, like you just take a, you just like, oh, okay. It's so interesting, bro. That's so interesting. So you know, like when you breathe through your nose, like it brings more nitrous oxide. That's one benefit of breathing through your nose when you do, like you know, what I mean, it
Whoa.
pumps more nitrous oxide into your blood, and so that's another. It's crazy. It's like insane, dude. Like what? Like what? What? Huh? That's so
Woo!
profound. So do you do any other art forms such as like painting or do you do anything else or what else do you do?
No, no painting. I have a sister who is very much in the physical manifestation of creating. Um,
Yeah.
right now, my domain seems to be more in the auditory version
Hmm.
of manifestation.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean that's it's really simple. I mean, I think music is one of the cornerstones I'm realizing, especially in recent months through all this reflection and upgrading and getting coaching. And it's just like, wow, like that is the backbone from, because I know myself the most through my music. Like when I share that song with you or just a snippet of something, it's like I know everything I need to know in this moment of how to best communicate from my highest, truest self. Because those are the moments I know myself the most. So it's just everything's easy from there. And I'm so grateful to have that connection for
Dude.
sure.
Dude. That's so beautiful to be like, I mean, not you don't gotta think about it too long, but how many people have not felt this connection and knowing of themselves, bro? And like that's so powerful. And I actually I'm in the process of writing an ebook. I'm already done with the ebook, but it's
Oh,
actually getting edited and things right now, bro. So and that's basically like I have like a appreciate dude. I'm like super excited about it. I'm like, wow, it was so divinely guided and like literally a buddy I connected with a guy on Instagram. He wrote an ebook and like literally like maybe a year ago I had literally started writing a book, but I just fell off because it really wasn't inspired and I was doing it because other friends was like, Dave, you need to write a book, blah blah blah. So I did it and then I didn't finish it. But like literally, I connected with this guy. He had an ebook and I was like, oh, I feel that. And literally, bro, within a week I literally wrote a 3,400 page ebook, you know what I mean? And it was just crazy how fast it
wow.
happened, just out of like the title came to me and everything, just out of like, you know what I mean? It's like that inspiration type thing, being in spirit. And so, but to say that, it's like, that's what I like. I have a quote at the beginning. I was like, I don't know a lot, but I do know me. And that's what I wish to convey to you in this book. You know what I mean? I just, you know what I mean? I don't know a lot, but I just know me. And that's really you know, the quote, know thyself and bring so much life gets so simple because you don't have to figure everything out. You just vibe with you and that's good enough. You know what I mean?
Bro, a couple more quotes. I'm feeling see where it takes us as we round the final turn.
Yeah.
I wanted to share and reflect back. I want everyone to feel freedom. No one can judge me because I judge no one. That kind of reminds me of what you were saying. Uh, and trust and fear cannot coexist. Those are a few other quotes that just stuck with me that I saw you shared at some point randomly along the way. I'm like, oh my gosh, these are all
Wait.
golden.
So I said, that's funny. So what was the first one? Somebody called me, so that's why you saw my screen was blank. So I had to
Oh, you're
name it.
good.
But so no, yeah. So the first one was nobody. Wait, what? I don't remember saying it.
There's some dope quotes or just like little phrases that I just love little
Yeah,
phrases because I think they're so simple and profound and then they're relatable to other people and they mean different things to different people, but they're so simple and beautiful. And some of them that just stood out to me were, I want everyone to feel freedom. No one can judge me because I judge no one. And
Yeah.
trust and fear cannot coexist.
No, bro. Dude, literally, so what I was thinking about today, literally before we got on this phone, because I was like thinking about how a lot of people say it's like you need to protect yourself and stuff like that. And I mean, I to understand, but it's like when you're in the state of connection, you feel that you don't have to protect yourself because you feel supported. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like that trust and fear coming, like they can't coexist at the same time, bro. Because I feel so connected that I know that like I don't have to protect myself. I can be open. I can be, you know what I mean? It's just like everything's gonna be all right. Like anything that comes into my life experience, like it's here for a reason and it's here for me to navigate through and understand. But I don't have to protect myself because as soon as it's like this thing about the heart. It's like so many people or think they have got their heart broken, but it's like no one can ever break your heart. The only like I don't know if you read the book Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. The only thing that actually hurts us is when we close our heart. You know what I mean? It's like that's the only thing that restricts us. So it's like I want to be open-hearted as I want to be as open-hearted. I want to feel the energy of love and feel the energy of life flowing through me. So it's like I'm willing to take a different perspective just so I can have my heart open. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful, man. So good. So good. It made me get this image or this vision of like multiple songs happening at once. If Truth and Fear were two different songs, if they're both playing at the same time, it just wouldn't really work. And there's a lot of different songs playing out in the world right now, a lot of different energies, and we want to lean into, yeah, the truth, like set our intentions around connection. And around
Yeah.
like a call like this, I was thinking like, oh, I wonder what we're going to talk about tonight with Dave. Like, this is amazing. I'm so excited to connect. I know we have all these common things of spirituality, and I know we'll go down those things. Like, but I was like, you know what? Just trust the flow. Like, connect. It doesn't even matter if the recording works or not. Like, I'm excited to connect. Like, my intention is connection. And I also felt inspired and called to say like, oh, let's just Joe Rogan the flow, which I think it's so funny how it's like an archetype now where there's some people that have conversations that are very like structured and like this question, this question, this question. And then there's the Joe Rogan archetype that's totally like start with, hey, how are you? Oh, you're in a room right now. Oh, cool. I'm in a room right now. And then it's like, then it ends up, you're talking about, oh, did you see the headlines of the aliens that are, getting ready to approach?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
That's a total vibe, bro. Yeah, I love that. Oh, so dude, that's so funny. What you made me think about is this right here, bro. This is what a big practice that I've been like when I'm getting on the phone with people for like a clarity session or call. It's like trying to think about like you can't predict it. Like it's unpredictable. You don't know what people have going on. And this was my first coaching style, like predicting what was happening with the people and then taking them down
Ah,
this loop. But it's like this is what I've learned. It's like I don't have to know. I just show up and then I respond to what shows up. We just show up and then we respond to what shows up.
wow.
Just show up
Wow.
and respond, and that's it. And then this is the fun of it. We're just responding to what shows up, and it's so fun.
Bro, ready for this? Ready for this?
Let's go. Let's go.
There's a song idea I'm working on right now. It's a short little song. I almost call it a mantra, and it's called Thank You for Showing Up.
Let's go. That makes sense. It makes sense.
Right? Right? So it
Yeah.
goes, thank you for showing up. A good day, everybody. A good night, everybody. We've seen such a sunny day, divine in all our ways, inspired to create. We learn from our mistakes and we rise. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So thank you for showing up. Little ditty.
Dude, let's go, dude. Let's go, bro. Dude, thank you for showing up, bro. I appreciate you, man. That's beautiful. Huh,
You too, man. I love it.
dude.
I'm loving all of this. Just I'm loving life right now. I'm loving this moment. I'm so grateful to share this space with you. And I heard Mara scratching during the song. She was feeling it. She was jamming out.
Let
What's
me
up,
get the
man?
rubs, man. Dude, dogs are so freaking amazing, dog. Like, come on, man. How long have you had her?
So it's my parents' dog, technically, if we're thinking about that. But she's really loving my partner Sarah and I, who are temporarily staying here through the holidays. She's just hanging out in this room that we're kind of confined to for our space. We're like cultivating our vibe in this spare bedroom, and she just hangs out in here all the time, and it's amazing. We have over on Alexa. If I say it too loud, she'll hear. But oh, she heard. She heard. Wow, that's you see
There
that,
she go, bro.
dude?
That's crazy.
Always listening. What the heck? But
Technology,
usually
bro.
not right now. But Alexa's usually playing just like 432 hertz healing music, and I come back into this room at the end of the day or coming back, and it's just like a vibe in this little doop doop. I wish there was some more nature and plants going on and such, but I'm very grateful to have a spare bedroom right now. Very grateful.
That's where it's at, bro. Dude, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy how everything works out exactly as planned, and you just vibing with it. Yeah. What I want to say this one more thing, bro, that just came to mind. It's like what this is right now. It's like, and I've been like putting this into my coaching as well, because sometimes we go into a coaching relationship like, oh, I'm a coach and this is the person I'm coaching, or coaching client type of thing. But what's more powerful is when two human beings show up, just two human beings show up and they connect and have a conversation. That's
Mm-hmm.
what changes people. Just that's it. Like two human beings show up and they just allow connection to happen. Because this great guy that I've been learning from, his name is Michael Neal. He says because human beings are made to connect. We are made to connect. We are one that have been divided into two. We're one that divided into two, but naturally we are made to connect. The only things that keeps us up, the only thing that hinders us from connecting is our thought bubbles that we have around us. Our thought bubbles. That's the only thing that separates us from connecting. So when we can just sit down, two human beings connecting, loving, expressing the gratitude and appreciation for each other, that is so powerful. Just two human beings, nothing else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I've been thinking recently about the connecting with people on the soul level. Like sometimes I forget to at all times see souls instead of just bodies,
Mm-hmm.
right? See
Mm-hmm.
the soul, the higher self, like just the inner child in everybody all the time. And when I'm thinking like playing a show, even if I'm at a restaurant or wherever I'm at and I'm sharing music, and uh, when I remember to play to like what they need, and I'm connecting to that higher, the soul of them, it's like such a different vibe because I want to sing from that place, so I can connect from that place too if I just stay in that place and not drop down to anything that I don't want to drop down to. It's so interesting. Like this reminds me, I was playing a show and someone was like belligerently drunk and yelling all these different things like, "Oh, play this song, play this song, play this song." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know this one." Like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I don't know that one." And it just like hit me like a little vision of, well, I'm not gonna be able to give this person what they want, but I'm definitely give them what they need right now. And it's like I I play this Marvin Gaye song and I just like sing my soul out to them. And I don't even know if they heard it, but maybe their higher self did in that moment as they kind of sat there like, man, they're not playing my song. But it's like, just feel it, bro. Like you need this. I promise you. You don't need whatever else. Like let's just feel into this one. And it was so interesting. Like one thing I've learned along my journey is my my like ego and small self wants to be agreeable. It's a big lesson I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
And my true self knows that conflict and holding tension is totally necessary in moments. And that's been a big shift, a big lesson that it's been like years of for sure in the making of learning that. And becoming aware of it first, but then now applying it more and more in moments like that where it's like, oh, I should feel bad about myself. I don't know this song he wants. Oh, da da da. But it's like, no, 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 like it's all right. He's not gonna like the song I'm about to play at the lower level, but at the higher level, like this is the best thing I can. This is what you need right now, and it's also in alignment with me too. I'm like, oh,
Dude, so beautiful. No, dude, I totally resonate with that. It's like that. And that's something that big that I've realized, and that progressing through as well is like that agreeable thing. It's like, well, we've been all to train to be people pleasers. You know what I mean? We all yes people. You know what I mean? So it's natural because it's easy to just say yes and just get away, like not involving the conflict. But it's like once you understand that like conflict is not going to do anything to you, like whatever. You know what I mean? It's like it really can't hurt. Like, you know what I mean? It's coming from that observer perspective as well. It's like, if something happens, it's like, it can't affect me too much. Like and I care about how I feel at the end of the day. It's like that. And that's so big right there. I want to say this too about like uplifting others, like with that song, the Marvin Gaye song. It's like talking to their high level. That's how we uplift people. It's like talking to that person. It's like knowing that every person is a soul that is really high vibrational, is a good person. When we can talk to that person and allow that and help that person shine through, that solves all problems. And basically I used to, people used to think that I was insensitive because I wouldn't dip to that level. But it's like, no, I know who you are. You know what I mean? I know what's really going on. You know what I mean? Not all the time, but in some cases, I know who you are. So I'm not going to allow myself to dip to that level. And it was this beautiful quote by Abraham Hicks. She's talking about, it was talking about Jesus Christ. It said Jesus Christ was able to heal people because he saw through the veil. And that's how he was able to heal people, with his metaphysical powers. He said when you were dripping with your illness, he saw that you were well. So that's why you're well. He didn't see the sickness. He saw your wellness. And that's uplifting people. You know what I mean?
wow, that's amazing. Bro, I feel one more maybe little song that I could share for this moment of connection. And if there's
Let's
anything
go,
else
dude.
you
Come
wanna
on,
like
man.
feel if you feel called to jam on anything else, um, let the
Do it.
collab. Encore! Here's the final ditty. So
Let's go.
this is a little one. Um, some of the words are well, I showed you the chorus. I showed you the chorus earlier because I'm working on the song today. But the first line is, what is your inspiration? What is your dedication? You must commit to your vibration.
Ooh.
Choose to commit to that vibration, right? So here we go. My intent. Oh, sorry. Let me get into the flow. What is your inspiration? What is your dedication? You must commit to your vibration. Your legacy lives on. What is your next creation? What is your hesitation? You got the dream, apply some patience. Your legacy lives on. It can be so simple. Just do your part. Your voice and your choice will echo and ripple. Your legacy lives on. Everybody's got their demons. Everyone made up their reasons. Just be true to the change of seasons. Plant your seeds, rip the weeds, and keep dreaming. It can be so simple. Just do your part. Your voice and your choice will echo and ripple. Your legacy lives on. So I was envisioning going back to my school and asking the orchestra to see if they would record the violin. Your legacy lives on. Something like that.
Beautiful, bro. Beautiful, dude. Round of applause. Let's go, man. Let's go, dude. That's absolutely amazing. So, so you know Ben Howard? Have you heard of the artist Ben Howard? I love his music, bro. Like, what is the song? Keep your head up or something like that, bro. But it just brought me to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know what I mean, that type of music. And
Caught
I
up.
mean, you don't sound like that. Yeah, exactly, dude. And I love the acoustic and like that's just beautiful, bro. That's absolutely amazing. So, your music is on where? Sound? I mean, Spotify.
Yeah, I do have a few songs out on all the streaming platforms now, and right now, my intention that I'm refining as we've talked about with intention, I'm going after my debut album. That's the current primary intention. The other one is now preparing to offer a space for coaching. Like a few months
Mm-hmm,
ago, I started this little thing on my website called The Next Step, which where I offered like free sessions, just donation based to like, hey, I really want to connect and have spiritual conversations of what your next step is. Like I love that. Like I want to have those, like calling it in. And that called in a certain vibe of like kind of casual, free, short, not that committed. And now it's like, okay, like I really want to deepen that and offer something more official where there's like a commitment and like we're gonna dive in and have consistency. And that's sort of the phase I'm at now that is also a bucket. So those two are like complementing each other where this coach I'm working with now is like, bro, your music is part of that. They're together, like they're all one. And I'm like,
like a co-creation, bro. It's like yeah, like dude, that's like yeah, it's all one. It's all the same thing. It's all you expressing. It's all you expressing in different forms, but it's all you. That's beautiful.
mm-hmm.
Like you said earlier about like you said it was a quote by Ralph Smart talking about like we're echoing into the universe or something like that. I thought about this idea. Basically, it's like when you hit a freaking bell, like our hearing, our perception of it, we can't hear it anymore once it get too far. But that sound is literally continuing to go. That vibration is continuing to flow into the universe. The sounds we stop hearing it because our hearing is limited, but the vibration of your music is going to go forever and ever and ever and ever and ever into eternity. That's crazy, bro.
Whoa, that's so dope.
Dude.
Oh, it's so dope to think about. And then it's unmanifested. It doesn't exist. I was talking to my buddy Hassan a couple days ago, and he was saying how, like, a songwriter could have a song in his imagination, which, is a form of reality as well. It's real on some level, but it's like in the invisible realm, not existent. But then 20 years later, you could like pull it out and manifest it in physical form. It's like, whoa, like so where was it for 20 years and then now it's here, it's been manifested, like, but you just chose to manifest it 20 years later. It's like, whoa, I never thought of it that way. And then, oh man, i I love when my mind gets blown
Timing.
because then it's like then my mind's like, okay, I tried to understand, now I don't understand. Great.
I love that, bro. It's like, what? I don't even know what just happened, but that was
That's
so
good.
great.
It's just like, go
Wow,
away,
bro.
mind. You just enjoy it.
Yeah,
And just like, that was so
I
fun.
can't. I, yeah, exactly. I can't perceive it, so it's like you can't hold on to anything. So it's like whatever. You know what I mean? That's beautiful,
Infinity.
bro. That's amazing. Yeah. Like what? How can you count that? Is that like 100? Nah, dude. You don't even know what that is. Like you know what I mean? Wow, dude.
So,
Big stuff, bro.
bro, I'm feeling like if this recording makes it and we share it, is there, if a soul watches this other than ourselves back, because this has been so fun, is there anywhere in particular you would point someone to in this moment of where to find you in this now moment? Insta, YouTube,
Oh
anything
yeah,
else? Ebooks on the way.
yeah, yeah, ebook's on the way. So the ebook is I'm really excited about that. This is my first, you know what I mean, really just inspired writing. It's a guide to clarity, confidence, and alignment. That's what the name of the ebook is, a guide to clarity, confidence, and alignment. And that's what I like to help people with, you know what I mean, gaining this clarity that is always present, tapping into this natural confidence, like this knowing that you're source and your love. So you don't have to try to be confident. That's who you naturally are. And then really just alignment, because with alignment comes clarity and confidence. So that's the ebook. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active at, and that's where you can really connect with me And yeah, I just love to connect with people. You can hop on a clarity session with me. And yeah, so well, my Instagram is at Dave_Shine_, and that's where you can find me on Instagram. And so it's all love, it's all high vibrations. And thank you, John, for showing up and inviting me on this, because this is definitely absolutely amazing.
Bro, pleasure is mine. I think that's what they say at Chick-fil-A when I used to go there. The pleasure is mine. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah,
But that's maybe another conversation. Well, bro,
yeah.
this has been so lovely, and I'm excited to be in touch going forward, and I'll check out this vid later if it captures, and maybe we'll share it with the world and help raise the vibe some more. Cause I'm feeling it. I sweat a little bit. Woo!
No, like, come on, bro. Like, I mean, bro, like, I mean, this was freaking good enough, bro. And whatever else happens that's good too. You know what I mean? This is good enough. Whatever else happens is good enough too. You know what I mean?